they've always been best friends and still are. Yeah. Which is wonderful.
Bedford's Hillary and Larry Myers have taken many family trips over the years with their boys, late-night host Seth Meyers and actor Josh Myers.
I feel we should get all the credit for it. That if it wasn't for everything we did and our genes, they would be nothing. Basically, that's it. You want to go for a walk? Want to go for a walk?
On this visit with the couple and the family dog, Albert VI, their son zoomed in, Seth from New York and Josh from California, to talk about their new project, a podcast called Family Trips with the Myers Brothers.
Hey, everybody, this is Seth Meyers.
And I'm Josh Myers.
Oh my God, you must be. You sound just like me. You guys, we've been on a ton of fun family trips.
A few of them were disasters. Yeah, so maybe family trips are actually disasters.
But maybe the fact that they were disasters is fun for us, which is why we thought it'd be a good idea to ask some of our famous friends about their family trips.
Family trips with the Myers Brothers.
I should note Josh's enthusiasm for the podcast and talking about family trips is such that he insisted on doing his interview in the backseat of a car.
So, Josh, why are you coming to us from a car?
There's construction happening right next door to me.
I wish there were two police officers sitting in the front seat. That would be the only. No young person is watching this being like, man, one day I got to have a podcast. That guy's living his best life. Sweating in the backseat of a car.
On the podcast, they talk with celebrities about their family vacations growing up.
Colin Jost, who now does your old job, Seth. I have to say, I was really alarmed at the story that he told about sitting in the back seat and, like, did you...
Chewing,
that story?
He chewed the headrests. He and his brother would see how much of the headrest they could chew, and those are not made of food. And I think that's maybe probably the most jarring detail we've heard so far. Wouldn't you say, Josh?
Yeah, it's up there if it's not number one, but yeah.
It's funny because now modern parents are like, oh, iPads are so bad for our kids these days. And you're like, well, I have a buddy who was eating headrests. Can't be worse than that.
As for their favorite guests,
What about these two?
Number one and number two, I guess, because there's two of them. But yeah.
Let's not say who's what.
Right. But probably our most popular guest when I talk to friends of mine, their episode was definitely the favorite.
Their episode went to the top of the charts and straight to their heads.
Growing up in New Hampshire, I'm wondering if you took day trips around New Hampshire. Do you have any memories of actually vacationing in New Hampshire?
Oh, yeah.
Clark's trained bears.
Yeah, we were big Clark's trained bears people, the Polar Caves.
What was the place that had the lemon squeezer?
That was the Polar Caves.
I would say to this day, I've still, more than half of the times I've thrown up were at Canopy Lake Park.
Uh-huh. Yeah, big Turkish twist. Not a big Turkish twist guy, I don't think.
No.
We'd drive to, to Loon and we'd ski. And if it were cold, Seth and my mother would stop at lunch.
Yeah, that's anything below 55 degrees.
the brothers had vastly different experiences on a school trip to Mount Cardigan.
Yeah, Cardigan's a great mountain with a nice bald top. I love it.
Not my favorite mountain, Cardigan.
Yeah.
You fell off.
I slipped on wet leaves, which, what sort of mountain has those? I hit my back on a rock on the school trip and they had to carry me down.
Seth was that kid.
I was that kid. And I still have some legal proceedings against the mountain.
Oh.
A lot of the people that have been listening to the podcast, myself included, we can't wait till the end. And that's not because we're not enjoying the ride of the podcast, but at the end, Josh, you do these songs, these finales, basically, looking back at the individual episode, and they are hysterical.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they're fun. I feel like a good game in the podcast is to try and guess what song will be parodied at the end. Hey there. This is my tiny recording studio / front hall closet. And this is where I record the songs for the podcast.
How do you decide which song it's going to be, and how do you write them?
Something pops into my head, and I try to stick with things that people will know and be familiar with and not do too many deep cuts.
The short answer is he has a gift. He can't say it because it sounds cocky, but let me just say, how does he come up with his songs? He has a gift. The songs come to him.
The brothers' first big collaboration happened on the stage at Manchester West High School.
There was a talent show, and there were people who had actual talents and could dance or play an instrument. And then Seth and I would just take a Monty Python sketch and perform it verbatim.
And I bet if you look back, the dancers weren't that good.
The Myers have traveled a lot together over the years. Each year, they make it to a Steelers game. And of course, there's that Thanksgiving tradition when they appear on Seth's show.
It's my mother, Hillary, my father, Larry, and my brother, Josh, everybody.
Seth's travels will bring him home soon. He's performing a charity stand-up show on November 4th at Manchester's SNHU Arena. The event is a benefit for CASA and the Granite State Children's Alliance.
Josh and I have great parents. They've become involved with these two organizations, and that's basically all we ever need when they ask if we can help out and pitch in anyway. And we're so impressed with what they do for our home state.
He's a good boy. They're both good boys.
But I'll go back to what I said, that we should get all the credit.
With their podcast, the Myers brothers have everyone reminiscing about their family trips.
When I was growing up, we always used to fight in the back seat where Josh is sitting. How were these guys growing up, traveling?
Oh, great travelers.
Yeah, they were good travelers. Yeah, it was good. Yeah.
Why would we bicker when we never saw our parents do it?
There's tremendous commonality about family trips, you know, and you, Aaron, we're just talking about you and your brother in the back seat, you know, except for chewing the back off of the headrest, you could be calling Jost and his brother, you know, it's all the same. And
I never ate a headrest, okay?
I'm
Let's make
certain
that clear.
that's true.
Never say never.
to date.
Okay.
Well, I've taken this off, and I could send it to you.
Together.
I love the podcast. And you're right, the songs, my gosh, I go crazy.
It is
for
the best.
songs.
It is the best part. It really is the best part. And they,
It's so clever. I mean, I know it's my son, but
Aaron called us to do a story about our family trips podcast. And to help sell tickets to a benefit concert. And we're so happy that she asked. So go see Seth's show at the SNU Arena. Grab a Sam Adams at the bar. Our thanks to Sean, but mostly Aaron. And keep watching WMU.